Donald Trump's week just went from bad to worse. And in any case, it's kinda hilarious. Welcome back to Occupy Democrats, I'm David Reddish. The Trump administration has had a rough go of things this week, and somehow it's only half over. First, there was the attack on Houthi rebels in Yemen. What was designed as a moment of rah-rah patriotism and showing of military might backfired horribly when some member of the administration accidentally added journalist Jeffrey Goldberg to a Signal chat. The chat, used by the administration in violation of national security regulations, detailed the full plan of attack and revealed the name of a covert CIA agent. Here's what White House Secretary Karoline Leavitt had to say about the situation this morning.
But the mainstream media continues to be focused on a sensationalized story from the failing Atlantic magazine that is falling apart by the hour. Here are the facts. The National Security Advisor has taken responsibility for this matter, and the National Security Council immediately said, alongside the White House counsel's office, that they are looking into how a reporter's number was inadvertently added to this messaging thread. We have said all along that no classified material was sent on this messaging thread. There were no locations, no sources or methods revealed, and there were certainly no war plans discussed. The Atlantic has even admitted this themselves. Their release of these internal messages validates the truth, which we have been saying all along. If this story proves anything, it proves that Democrats and their propagandists in the mainstream media know how to fabricate, orchestrate, and disseminate a misinformation campaign quite well.
Right. So Jeffrey Goldberg, who simply turned over the messages and alerted the world to the administration's screw-up, is somehow the villain here. He didn't ask to be added to this thread. He didn't hack into it, and if you somehow think he did hack it, doesn't that raise questions about the wisdom of using the app for a top-secret attack plan in the first place? Earlier today, a government watchdog group filed suit against Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and various other officials who were part of the chat, alleging they purposely used Signal as a means of concealing or altering official records of the attack. Needless to say, there are mounting voices on both sides of the aisle calling for two key figures in the chat, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and National Security Director Tulsi Gabbard, to immediately step down or be fired. Cornered by Fox News this morning, here's what Hegseth, who is currently somewhere hiding, had to say.
Nobody's texting war plans. Well, I noticed this morning, out came something that doesn't look like war plans. And as a matter of fact, they even changed the title to attack plans because they know it's not war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information. You know who sees war plans? I see them every single day. I looked at them this morning. I looked at attack plans this morning.
No, he's not rattled at all, is he? Well, bad news, Pete. It just got worse. Moxie Marlinspike, yes, that is his real name, just weighed in. In case you're unfamiliar, Moxie is the founder of the app Signal. Earlier today, he took to social media to promote the app in the most savage way possible. Take a look. There are so many great reasons to be on Signal, now including the opportunity for the Vice President of the United States of America to randomly add you to a group chat for coordination of sensitive military operations. Don't sleep on this opportunity. That's one heck of a sales pitch if you ask me. JD Vance, for the record, is also having a rough week. In the leaked chat, he was found to be critical of Trump's orders for the attack on the rebels. A goodwill trip, we use the term loosely, set for his wife Usha to visit Greenland also has backfired. Usha was originally going to visit with only the Vance children. Now, thanks to outcry against the visit in Greenland, JD will accompany his family. And the protests aren't stopping either. All this blowback comes as opinion polls have rated Vance the most unpopular new vice president in American history. You know, as a kid, I remember when the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal broke. My teachers told all of us, pay attention because it was history in the making. And as big a deal as that was, as long as it went on, and it went on forever, I have to say, that's nothing compared to what we are seeing right now. This is one of the most egregious breaches of U.S. national security in history, and no amount of Trump saying he had no idea, even if that's true, or presidential spokesliar Karoline Leavitt trying to gaslight the nation is going to change that. I'm just glad no Americans were hurt. It's important to remember that the Houthis have anti-air ballistic missiles. They could easily have slaughtered our troops if Vance, Hegseth, and company added a Houthi sympathizer to their chat by accident, or if someone hacked Jeffrey Goldberg's phone. Right now, America looks ridiculous. The best way to recover? Fire Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard. And think about J.D. Vance while you're at it. This is Occupy Democrats.